So I've been working on improving the game feel. I've added in all the sound effects for every animation now. So we got the sword swipe, the footsteps, the jump and the land. I think that's it. And then I've also locked the character into the X-axis now. I think this is running along the X. So yeah, it's no longer 3D, it's now it's in 3D, but the dimensions you can move in are now 2D only. So it's set up to be a platform fighter essentially. And I've also locked the camera angle now. I'll have to do something a bit more fancy with that once there's more players added into the game. It will need to zoom in and out to try and keep both players centered in the screen, but for now I'll just keep the follow camera. But yeah, just adding all these small things, the sound effects, building out the scene just a little bit more. It's feeling pretty good now. So one of the main problems I had today was with the jump. So if you jump off the floor, 1, 2, you get 2 jumps. Because I've set this to have a double jump. But if you fall off a ledge like this, then you jump, by default, that only counts, well, by default the fall seems to count as a jump. So basically I was looking around, and in the Unreal Engine forums there's actually a bug report for this from 2016, but it's marked as by design. So this is how the character movement component is meant to work for number of jumps. I don't know why, but yeah, that's how they say it's meant to work. So basically when you fall off a ledge, it reduces the max number of jumps over here. Max jump. So I've got this, hold on, this is the important one, jump max count. So I've got that set to 2, so I can do a double jump. But when you fall off a ledge, it reduces that max count by 1, so now you can only jump once. So to get around this, this is kind of a slightly hacky workaround. I monitor the on movement mode change, so you've got all the different types of character movement modes that the character movement component has, and I'm essentially saying when the movement mode changes, if we've just gone from walking and now we're falling, and our Z velocity is not equal to the jump velocity, so we've gone from walking to falling and we're not jumping, which means we are actually falling. Increase the max jump count to 3. I should make this like +1 and have this as a variable, but yeah. So that kind of gets around the problem. And then when I go from falling back to walking, so I've landed, I decrease the count back to 2. So this way you always have a double jump, no matter if you're jumping from the floor or you're falling off a ledge. It's probably not ideal. Maybe there's going to be bugs in the future, so I'm going to write a note about this, and if it becomes a problem or if I feel like I want to change this, then I'll probably use there's a launch function, and I'll use that, and I'll just manually keep track of the jump count, and then I won't have to do any workarounds like this. But for now it's convenient to use the character movement components jump function here, which is just how it works by default. And yeah, so to get the double jump animation to work properly, I've added a event dispatcher here. So whenever I jump, I fire this off, and then in the animation blueprint, I am subscribing to this event, and every time it's fired, so every time the jump key is pressed, I keep track of the current jump count and the max jump count. And yeah, this is where I was debugging to try and figure out what was going on, because when you walk off a ledge, the first jump says that the jump count is 1, and then the next time you press the key, so that should be 2, goes straight to 3. So again, it's weird. There's something going on internally with the jump function, but yeah. So I keep track of the current jump number and the max jump count, and that allows me in the animation graph to add a double jump in here. So if we are already in the jump animation and our Z velocity is positive, and basically the current jump count is not equal to 1, was greater than 1 but less than the max jump count. So in this case we only have 2, so if it's 2, then go to double jump. So if the current jump count is 2, play the double jump animation, which for now is just the same, and then we can go back into the fall loop once we begin to fall again. So once our Z velocity decreases enough that we can play this, or you can go from grounded to the jump animation. Then if you don't jump, you'll go into the fall loop, and whilst you're in the fall loop, you can also, if you've still got 1 jump left, you can go up to the double jump here, which is just the same thing as this, just checking, are we on the second jump or not? If we are, go here. If you're trying to jump for a 3rd time or a 4th time, then it won't allow you to go into here. So yep, that's how that's working now. Although I just realized, so going from grounded, which is if we're in locomotion, so idle or running, or we're in the landing animation, so all of these mean we're on the floor. All I'm doing is checking, are we now falling, and is our Z velocity positive? But in the future it's going to be possible for other characters to launch each other, which means you could go from grounded to fall, or to having a positive Z velocity, but you wouldn't want to play the jump animation. So I'm probably going to have to adjust this a bit in the future, but for now it works pretty well. Yeah, I think that's it really. Basically just figured out the double jump issue, and kind of just set the scene up fully now with all the stuff, just to have a nice game feel, and the arena or the stage is looking roughly the right size. I'm quite happy with the background, and yeah, so I have a good base now to start working on the actual gameplay code. Although next, so we can still try to move forwards and backwards. So I need to get rid of that entirely. Instead it's going to be jump, down, left, right, because I want to be able to jump up through these and then press down to go back down through. Otherwise, I will add just the puffs of dust as he runs and when he lands, just as the final little bit of game feel here. And then, yeah, then start working on the actual gameplay. So that's it for now.